Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. President Trump's physician says there is no reason whatsoever to believe that the president has any issues with his thought process. And despite at times eating poorly and not exercising, this rear admiral told reporters President Trump has great genes and is in excellent health. That's the headline coming out of a late afternoon briefing, almost an hour-long briefing following Friday's physical that concentrated more on the president's mental health, something many Democrats and critical pundits have loudly and frequently questioned in recent weeks. We start off with Chief White House Correspondent John Roberts and the doctor's prognosis. Good evening, John.
Brad, good evening to you. By definition, the White House physician is apolitical, but the level of detail that he divulged today at the request of the president was a real finger in the eye to the president's critics. Another day, another remarkable moment in the White House as White House physician Dr. Ronnie Jackson gave the most detailed assessment of a president's health anyone has ever seen.
He said, I want you to get out there and I want you to talk to them and I want you to answer every single question they have. Two reasons. One is because the president wants me up here, and two, because as of Friday, I was pretty excited about getting up here and talking about his health.
Jackson revealed President Trump is overweight, a BMI hovering right around 30, the edge of obesity. His cholesterol is also a bit high, but Jackson revealed that a lifetime of abstention from alcohol and tobacco has made the president's cardiac health something to behold.
He had great findings across the board, but the one that stands out more than anything to me is his cardiac health. His cardiac health is excellent.
For an hour, Jackson held court, answering questions that sometimes veered into whether Twitter was good for the president's health. On a far more serious topic, Jackson said President Trump asked him specifically to administer a cognitive test, an answer to critics who say the president does not possess the mental stability to hold office. The president's score? Perfect.
It screens for any type of cognitive issues, Alzheimer's and all those other things. And so, the fact that the president got, 30 out of 30 on that exam, I think that, there's no indication whatsoever that he has any cognitive issues.
For the White House, the president's physical exam was the high point to a day fraught with more bickering over immigration.
Thank you very much. I want him to come in from everywhere.
In the Oval Office today, President Trump insisting he's not going to play favorites with immigration. But that's all he wanted to say.
Out.
On Capitol Hill, questions about how the president went from such optimism about a DACA deal in that congressional meeting Tuesday to a profanity-laced Oval Office meeting 2 days later where he sent Dick Durbin and Lindsey Graham packing.
Somehow by 12 o'clock on Thursday, something happened, and I don't think he was well served by his staff, but he's responsible for the way he conducts himself.
The president's language during that Thursday meeting was front and center as his DHS secretary took the hot seat at the Senate Judiciary Committee. Kirstjen Nielsen and Dick Durbin both in the Oval Office that day.
What was that strong language?
Let's see. Strong language. There was... apologies, I don't remember specific word. What I was struck with, frankly, as I'm sure you were as well, was just the general profanity that was used in the room by almost everyone.
New Jersey Senator Cory Booker pounced on Nielsen.
When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, it is a dangerous force in our country. Your silence and your amnesia is complicity.
Democrats have seized on that language, playing the racism card as a lever to give President Trump less than what he wants in a DACA deal.
You want to just begin that long road back to proving you're not a racist, you're not bigoted. Support the bipartisan compromise that 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats have put on the floor.
The White House stopped just short of calling such talk hypocrisy.
Look, I think that is an outrageous claim. And frankly, I think if the critics of the president were who he said he was, why did NBC give him a show for a decade on TV? Why did Chuck Schumer and all of his colleagues come and beg Donald Trump for money?
To back up what it says is the need to end chain migration and the visa lottery as part of a DACA fix, DHS and DOJ released a report today that found 3 of every 4 people convicted of terrorist activities in the United States enter the country through the immigration system. White House officials believe they will get a deal on DACA, though likely not this week. Secretary Nielsen insisting to Congress the president is committed to helping the so-called dreamers.
That it is our position to find a permanent solution. We are not interested in addressing this through piecemeal, through year after year renewals, through anything less than a permanent solution.
The Department of Justice today announced that it would appeal the recent ruling of a federal district court judge in San Francisco blocking the president's rescission of DACA. It plans to appeal to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, but then later on this week, at the same time, it will issue a rare plea to the Supreme Court to review the case before the Ninth Circuit has ruled. Brett?
John Roberts, live on the North Lawn. John, thanks.